Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and today we're going to be putting the Ruch PZL 23A Karas together. This being a rather vintage kit that started life out of Poland in 1964 and continued in production under a variety of manufacturers until a couple of years ago in 2023. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to answer the question, is this the worst model kit ever? It is a question. I'm not stating that it is. It's just a kit that I have in my collection, some of which is here in front of us, that I call my weird, wonderful, obscure, old and awful collection. And we've built a few kits out of this previously, which you may or may not be aware of. The kind of founding kit of this was the Ventura Mark 22 Spitfire, which we made a right pig's ear of. Another one we did was this North American P-51D Mustang, which we attacked with a Black & Decker floor sander. So we've learned to be a little bit more respectful of this subject, and we've developed a rather interesting, keen fascination in what we call New Zealand garage kits, of which I built a couple of, one of them being this Commonwealth Wirraway, which was made by Jay's Model Kits, which are the current proprietors that produce the old Ventura kits. And they do turn out to be kind of nice looking if you're willing to put the time and effort into them, because they are kind of complex and irritating, I suppose you could say, to deal with. So anyway, back to the feature of today, which is the little Ruch kit. And I've got all the parts that I want to really sort of deal with today cut off. I've had a play around with them with some sanding sticks, and I've kind of dry fitted them, and it seems to go together reasonably well, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I'm not quite sure whether it's deserving of the worst model kit title, apart from the goddamn colour, which, let's face it, that's pretty nasty. So we're going to kind of follow the instructions, which are pretty vague, to be honest with you here, and we're going to put this thing together, or part of it together anyway. I'm going to be leaving the clear plastic parts off. I'm going to be leaving the propeller off as well, because I like to put them on last, and we'll see how far we get. I'm kind of anticipating the requirement for some Vallejo plastic putty will happen, but that'll be done off camera later on, and we'll bring this kit back into focus when we come to paint it up, which we'll be doing in conjunction with, I think it's going to be this PZL 37A bis Polish medium bomber, which we've got available for, or we had available yesterday for the You Choose My Next Build feature, which is currently all based on Polish aircraft, which is why we're trying to tackle this one. So because the instructions are so vague, I'm really just going to have to kind of make this up as I go along. So I'm kind of figuring what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting the wings together first. I'm going to be using pretty much the Tamiya cement for most of this, although because I've got some painted parts, including these rather comical comedy seats here, I'm going to be using some of this CA UK black on there, because I have actually painted my interior in a very sort of basic way. And so that's how we're going to be doing anyway. So I'm just going to throw these bits together and see what happens, basically. I have dry fitted it, and it does seem to go together pretty well. There are some pin marks on this to try and aid our putting it together, but they're very vague, and they don't really seem to give us an awful lot of help. There is the potential for there being a few edits in this video while I try to figure things out a little bit off camera, because as I'm sure you can appreciate, this is well, I don't know, is it an easy thing to do? I mean, the last version of this that was released by a company called Big Model, they released this as a junior kit, as in it was intended for kids to put together with. So I'm pretty sure I should be able to get something reasonable out of this, hopefully. We'll see. So I'm going to put a few bands on my wings here just to try and hold them together while I do other things. I might get a couple of pegs out as well, actually. pegs probably would have just been a lot easier. So we'll put that off to one side and hopefully it will glue together. So now we're going to turn our attention to the fuselage, and as you can see, I've painted my interior up. I just used a sort of, I think this is called Sky for the interior fuselage, and just some dark iron on the cockpit floor. I mean, I suppose obviously I could use the extra thin for all this, but I don't know why. I'm just a bit old school and I prefer the Tamiya cement. I will actually be, I do actually have 4 of these kits, and when it's finished, my intention, like I have said previously, is to offer one of you lucky viewers the opportunity to enter a competition for free, where I'll be giving one of them away. So you can have the opportunity to have a go at one of these things yourself, because they're kind of, I mean, when I found these, I found someone selling them and he had a whole old stock of them at the end of the day, and I bought, well, I asked for 2 because I wanted to give one away anyway, and he sent me 4 of them because, I don't know, maybe he just couldn't wait to get rid of the damn things, but maybe he just felt guilty of selling them to me. But we're going to give one of them away, or we're going to try to. I'm sure somebody will want something for free. I mean, why the hell not? But they are kind of hard to get hold of now. I can't really find any myself, so it's kind of interesting. Ow, pants. Luckily I'm not doing any washing today, obviously. So there we go, we've got our fuselage together, and we're going to attach our engine. We had to sand this down quite a little bit because there was a whole load of nastiness going on. I've painted it in dark iron on the engine with some minor sort of pickouts in aluminium. So this just basically just gets bunged in. I mean, there isn't really any sort of instruction as to how far it's supposed to go or anything like that. I'm going to put the pin in. Where's the pin? There it is. I'm going to glue that in for safekeeping. Sorry, I keep on forgetting that I'm supposed to be showing you guys what's going on. Wipe it on the shirt, and there we go. Bish bash bosh, that's done. I might do a little bit of sanding here because there is a bit of a ridge where the fuselage goes together. So I think that's kind of ready. We'll turn our attention to our spats now. As you can see, I've painted the interior of those because I didn't want any of this bloody horrible turquoise showing through. We have one of them together. That wasn't too difficult. Let's have a go at the other one. There's the wheel. Yeah. I hope you're all having a nice, well, I'm on Saturday, you might not be seeing this until Sunday. A nice Easter weekend. So we got that piece together, I think. There we go. I'm just going to put you on pause for a second while I play around with a few things. Right, okay. So as you can see, we've got our wing. It's all seems to be glued together quite well. There's no gaps on it or anything. It's definitely going to need a bit of sanding on the edges because there's some weirdness going on there, but it seems to be in the right place. So I'm just going to whap a load of glue on this central section. And pop the fuselage on. It's kind of quite a bizarre way of putting it together, to be honest with you. Seems to fit together okay. You've got some pretty chunky gaps there at the rear. I'll put you on pause again. So that seems to have successfully gone together. Today's beer of choice is Tyskie Polish lager, because we're doing a Polish aircraft and we like to keep in theme. So now we're going to put this tail section in. Need to do a bit of extra gluing at the back here. And that seems to fit in quite snugly. We have to get that bit of tail sorted out first though. Pause. Okay, so now we're going to put carefully put some glue in here, I reckon. Try and get that lined up. Got a bit more attention still on this tail. So you've got some quite obvious gaps going on here, but the Vallejo putty hopefully will solve those. We do have quite a big tail skid to stick on the back. I don't think I'll be putting that on until I've actually painted it. There's a machine gun that goes in somewhere around here. I'm doing a bit of extra thinning on this afterwards, after the camera's finished. So I suppose we'll just be putting these wheels on for now, and that's not the best way of doing things. I mean, you could have put two plugs in there to help us get these straight, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, they're pretty naff, both of them. All right, well, we'll see how we go. Just going to put you on pause while I hold this. So we've got our last undercarriage piece. This one's going to need some extra thin on it, just to seal it up. It hasn't sealed very well, but that's okay. I'm the Muppet who makes models badly, but I am trying to get better. Perfection is not necessarily my requirement, and everything is got the potential to be solved off camera. So that looks, yeah, that looks terrible. I'll sort that out in a minute. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Going to seal that up. Going to seal this spat up. There's a little bit that needs doing on this side here, but I think for now that's a wrap. There's going to be some pretty heavy usage of the Vallejo, I reckon, around here and in here. I mean, this has gone together quite well on one side, but it's going to need some filling. There's a, I don't know if you can hear that, there's a bit of a ridge on this side though. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with how that's going at the moment. There's some remedial work that needs doing, which is typical of my quick build sort of style, because I can't do editing. My editing is worse than my kit building. But we'll be back with this finessed, shall we say, and we'll take it into the painting booth and we'll throw some primer on it when we get to building our next Polish aircraft. So this will be back with us in a couple of days, I reckon. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. And what do you think of my part of my collection of weird, wonderful and obscure and old aircraft? I particularly like this Mir Models Hellcat here with the Choco Mint colouring on it, on the box art. And let me just pull it out. Where are you? We have actually got some mint coloured Kraken skin for when we come to build that one, because you need to follow the box art on these things, and there's no painting instructions on the instructions for that. The few of these have been featured on the channel already. The V-Day Models DH89 Repeat, so you can go and find that one. There's a what's in the box for you for this. There's a previous Is This the Worst Kit Ever for this one. The Maravox is just a bit obscure. It's actually really quite a nice kit. This Merlin Models Fairy Fulmar is a bit odd. The Triang Fokker D21, we'll be doing a kit review on that coming up shortly, because our next YouTube's My Next Build is going to feature the Polish Air Force. And there is a what's in the box for this Sauvage Payan by Unicraft, which is a very ugly looking aircraft. So you can go find those if you feel so much way inclined, or you can go see me attacking the Starfix North American P-51D Mustang with my Black & Decker sander. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and we'll be back with this in a couple of days. Be seeing you.